सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। ॐ नारायणः परो व्यक्तात् अण्डमव्यक्तसम्भवम् अण्डस्यान्तस्त्विमे लोकाः सप्तद्वीपा च मेदिनी। सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्परां। दयाकरं दयाकारं दान्तं धर्मप्रवर्तकं प्रणमामि दयानन्दं मदाचार्यवरं परम्। Thirty-ninth verse. Shraddhavan labhate jnanam tatparah संयतेन्द्रियः ज्ञानं लब्ध्वा परां शान्तिं चिरेणाधिगच्छति. So, we saw this at length yesterday, that this Shraddha is the clincher in gaining Atmajnanam or not gaining Atmajnanam. If we were to isolate one particular thing that is a make or break deal, it would be Shraddha. Shraddha is trust pending understanding. So there has to be that trust, and it's the one thing that makes it. In its presence, Jnanam will come. In its absence, samsara will come. In fact, samsara has already come. In its absence, samsara, we can't say will come, we can say samsara won't go. That is what we can say. And so therefore, this Shraddha is highlighted very much, and we saw that. We saw that in detail. We saw how difficult it is to trust and how to cultivate that trust, and it is something that the Upanishads also talk about a lot. In the Samaveda, there is one Rathantara Samaganam, which was a great favorite of Pujya Swamiji's. He could never tire of listening to it. Every day he would make the Panditji here, who is a Samavedi, come in the morning. When he came with the prasad, he had to chant that every day because of how profound it is. It is all about crossing the bridge. Cross the bridge, it says. Setum stara. Setum tara. Cross the bridge. Setum stara. What kind of bridge is it? It's a very difficult to cross bridge. Dustaran. Dustaran setum tara. Difficult to cross bridge. What should you do? Cross. You have to cross. Otherwise you will be cross all your life. That's all. That's the only other choice. And then how to cross, what to cross. And then there is a whole series of values that are there, and their opposites are given. Like for example, if one has difficulty giving, Dhanam is difficult. Okay? And so what do I have? I have Adhanam, means I have difficulty in giving. So how to cross this difficulty in giving? By giving. Danena danam. Danena adanam tara. Shraddhaya Shraddham. It's Shraddhaya. With Shraddha, what should you cross? Ashraddham Tara. Cross the distrust with what? Trust. Cross the distrust with trust. There is no other way of cultivating Shraddha. Otherwise, what will you will keep on doubting the whole life, distrusting the whole life. And then everything, what will happen? Everything works for some time and then on to something new, or get stuck somewhere and then not be able to decide, not be able to do what is that called vyavasayatmika buddhihi, not be able to commit, not be able to decide, and like Trishanku. Who is Trishanku? Huh? Trishanku is a sage, and what happened? Because of all his good karma, he was going to go to heaven, but Indra did not want him there. He saw him as a competitor, so Indra with his force pushed him down. All the other devatas pushed him up, and the force being equal and opposite, he was somewhere in Antariksha, between heaven and earth. And in fact, that he made that he was an enlightened being, and he made that into his own heaven. It is called Trishanku Swarga. Trishanku Swarga it is called. And he chants this in one of the Shanti mantras. It is there. Aham vrikshasya reriva kirtif prishtangireriva iti Trishankor Vedanu What he understood by the Veda, he is telling. And so anyhow, that's the only thing in common with Trishanku for the distrustful one, meaning that neither here nor there, somewhere hanging in the middle, permanent. It's okay to hang in the middle for some time because I can't decide, but it is permanent hanging in the middle is a very, what should I say, difficult proposition, very painful proposition. And that painful proposition only goes when you make a decision. And that is what this whole Rathantara Samagana is all about. And we saw that not only Shraddha, in order to gain Shraddha, two other things are, auxiliary methods are given. What are they? Tatparata. Tatparata means what? A small snack. No. What does it mean? Commitment. Commitment to Shastra, Guru, and doing something about that commitment. You can't say, I have great commitment for Vedanta. Oh really, who are you studying with? No one. Just the commitment is there in the heart. Commitment means there is action. Allow to fulfill that commitment. And then what else should be there? Yeah. Indriyani Sanyatani. Yasya. So one has to discipline the sense organs. It looks, all the delights, whatever it is, physical, emotional, mental delights, they look small and inviting. And as soon as you catch them, what happens? You are not catching them at all. What's happening? They are catching you. They are catching you. And so like this, we saw that. And then once you gain this jnanam, the jnana phala is the shanti that will never become ashanti. Bhashya. So, Shraddhavan, he changes to Shraddhaluhu labhate jnanam. Same thing. Shraddhavan, Shraddhalu is same thing. The pratyaya is different. For Shraddhalu, we have potato pratyaya. What is that? Alu. Okay, that's all it is. Aluch. So that is the pratyaya, the one who has Shraddha, and one who is endowed with Shraddha, meaning the use of all these pratyayas in the similar pratyayas have to follow the rules of Tad dharma, means the one who embodies that attribute. Tad dharma, that attribute, that means what? The one that comes before the pratyaya. Whatever is qualified by that pratyaya, that attribute, like Shraddha plus Aluch, what is that? Shraddhalu. So then tad dharma, and then tad dharma means that attribute one embodies. Tat chila, the conduct. It's not enough to embody the dharma of Shraddha. What else? Or the person embodies the conduct of somebody who has what? Shraddha. Tad dharma, tad shila, tad sadhu kari. Sadhukari means the one who enacts, behaves, enacts in that way. And so this is the as a habit, not occasionally, but all the time. And so this is what is Shraddhalu. Shraddhavan, simply he says Shraddhalu. Then Shraddhalutvepi bhavati kaschit mandaprasthanaha. Mandaprasthanaha in Sanskrit is failure to launch, meaning some tamas is there. Slow to launch, slow to the uptake. Some tamas is there, lot of Shraddha is there. Yes, I want this knowledge. Yes, I want Guru. Yes, I want Shastra. Absolutely, yes, I want moksha. ... But what happens? Not doing anything about it. Have you found a Guru yet? Tomorrow. What do we know about tomorrow? Never comes. Yes. Have you found a teacher? Well, tomorrow. So many teachers are there. Let's see who will come to me. This is the person who will be waiting. And then have you started? Okay, you have found a teacher. Wonderful. Have you started the study? Have you enrolled for the 3-month course? This deadline is tomorrow. It's okay. Plenty of time is there. Tomorrow comes, tomorrow goes. Have you enrolled? No, I missed the deadline. And then what will you do? Next 3-month course. They are having so many. Yeah, 3-month course are coming out of the ears in this ashram. Any time I can take. No problem. This is what is called mandaprasthanaha, the person who is embodying this kind of behavior. Lot of Shraddha is there, but then little slow on the uptake. Little slow on the uptake. Mandaprasthanaha. Prasthana means setting out. So when you set out, you should make up your mind and set out, but then the person sort of stops to smell the flowers on the way, stops at a Starbucks, meets somebody there, starts to plan something else like this, kind of distracted and not very quick. Mandaprasthanaha, kaschit. Some people are slow on the uptake, even though Shraddhalutvam is there, the status of being Shraddhalu is there, the person has, but is not very quick to do anything about it. Ataha aha tatparaha. Tatparaha means the one who shows commitment. And Adi Shankaracharya spells that out. How the commitment should be shown. How should it be shown? Guru upasana adi. So I was confusing it with upasadana. That also we can add. Guru upasadana, guru upasana. Both. Upasadana means what? Approaching. Upasana means revering, worshipping, because that Shraddha has to be enacted. So, Guru Upasadanam is important. That I need to approach the Guru, that also should be there. This is called Tatparata. Choose the Guru, approach the Guru, surrender to the teachings, that should be there. And Guru Upasana also should be there. A reverential attitude towards the one who is going to give me knowledge should be there. Otherwise the knowledge won't work. And this is important because Vedanta is super therapy. In regular therapy also, what do? You Google all the practitioners, all the psychologists you Google. And you say, okay, this one has this many degrees, that one has this much fame, this one has done this, that one has done this. Then finally you choose one. But then here too some Shraddha is needed, because you have to validate the therapist, who in turn is going to validate you. Very, very interesting. Your own validation of the therapist decides the outcome of the therapy. It's absolutely fascinating here. You have to choose the therapist, you have to validate the therapist and say, this is the best one for me, and then only the therapy will have effect. So there also it's some kind of a trust, some kind of a Shraddha is there also. And here also the same kind of Shraddha. You say the Guru is great, you have reverence for the Guru, you enact that reverence. It's not enough to have reverence, you have to enact that reverence, and then what happens? Then only the knowledge will pay dividends, then only the knowledge will be assimilated. So Guru Upasanadau Abhiyuktaha means ready. Ever ready to do this, endowed with these kinds of, endowed with these kinds of ideas. I have to approach the teacher, I have to ask for the knowledge, I have to show how much I care about this knowledge, I have to revere the teacher. So these are all, what are they? Jnana Labdhi Upayah. So, one is got Tatparata with regard to Jnana Labdhi Upayah. That's why Jnana Labdhi Upayah is in 7th case. So, Vishaya Saptami, with reference to gaining of the knowledge, these things have to be there, the Tatparata. Then, Shraddhavan Tatparaha Api. Okay, now we have who? Two people, two qualities are there. The person is Shraddhavan, check. Alright. What is the second one? Tatparaha. The person is also Tatparaha, has done all the homework, chosen the Guru, and asked the Guru humbly for knowledge through all the things that were described in 34th verse. What were they? Pranipata, Pariprashna, and Seva. So the person who has done, who does namaskara, who asks proper questions about the self, about the Lord, about the Jagat, all these things, and then the person who also is ready to do seva, is doing seva, then that person should be enough. For that person is should gain the knowledge. But there is one more qualification that is given to increase the Shraddha. What is there? The disciplining of the sense organs. Sanyatendriyatvam should be there. And then Tatparaha Api, the person is Shraddhavan, the person is Tatparaha, the person is committed. Ajitendriya syat iti aha. Ajitendriya means Indriyani na jitani yasya. Okay, for whom the Indriyas are not conquered. The one who is a slave to the sense organs is called Ajitendriya. The one who is a slave to the sense organs, and then there is lot of Shraddha sitting right in front of the Guru, studying one Upanishad, and then what? Suddenly leaves the room. Why? Smell of samosas came. Okay? Suddenly leaves the room. Commitment is there, Shraddha is there, but can't help it. The sense organs, like the horses in the Kathopanishad, Ratha Kalpana, they take the person, him or her, all over the place, grazing in the land of the sense object. So, Ajitendriya son, if the person is Ajitendriya, then what happens? Ajitendriya syat iti aha. Therefore, it is said Samyatendriya. Samyatani indriyani yasya saha. So, Samyatani. And then he says, he even describes what is Samyatani. Vishayebhyaha nivartitani indriyani yasya saha. Spells it out for us, very beautiful. Samyatani means disciplined. Discipline is not repression. The Adi Shankara points it out. I can say, okay, samosas are frying, but I am going to suppress them. I am going to bring one of my clothes pins, I am going to bring to class and put it on the nose. Breathe through the mouth. Sometimes it's good for you. So breathe through the mouth, especially in panic attacks, they tell you to breathe through the mouth. So it doesn't matter. So I'll do this. This is repression. This is not resolution of the indriyas. So the discipline may immediately take you to repression, and that's okay. That's the first level of stopping the sense organs from acting out. But it should then lead to a certain mastery which is working with the sense organs. And so Shankaracharya is very, very clever here, and beautifully he says, Vishayebhyaha nivartitani, the sense organs which have returned back from the sense objects. They have gone there all right, but then not seeing anything there, they have come back. This was very beautifully described in one of the verses in the second chapter. Rasavarjam rasopyasya param drishtva nivartate yatato hyapi kaunteya purushasya vipaschitah indriyani pramathini haranti prasabham manah tani indriyani sanyamya yukta asita matparaha. That's what vashehi yasya indriyani tasya prajna pratisthita. These indriyas are very, very clever. And so rasavarjam rasopyasya parandrishtva nivartate. So the practice of first of withdrawing from the sense objects leaves one with a longing intact. I have learnt the art of suppression, repression, leading to depression, but I have not learnt the art of resolving this. But then Adi Shankara says, keep with the discipline and then catch on to something bigger than what that object of desire is. He gives us a upaya. What number of that verse is? Rasavarjam rasopyasya parandrishtva nivartate. 59? Yeah, 59th verse in the second chapter. What's the first line? Yeah, Vishayaha vinivartante niraharasya dehinaha. Niraharasya means the one that is not feeding the senses. What happens to the Vishayas? Vinivartante. The same thing here. Nivartate. Vinivartante. So rasavarjam, devoid of the indulging of the senses, devoid of that, the indriyas are able to be disciplined. This is the first level of discipline. But what does it leave? It leaves a longing in the heart. It leaves a longing. And people, sense this. And people share this also. Yeah, I'm wearing white clothes all the time. And then what? I don't even know what colored clothes look like on me anymore. There is a longing. Yeah. There is a great longing. And that longing, it's okay for that longing to be there, because where else will it go? And to keep on suppressing that longing is not healthy, because then it will be like a cooker, pressure cooker. Yeah. In India, we swear by pressure cookers, even though many times they don't have a desirable effect. And then the pressure cooker, what does it do? When it's some safety valve is not there or it's malfunctioning, explodes. And then without intending, the whole kitchen walls are yellow paint, new paint job, yeah. Modern art. Yeah. Happen to be cooking yellow dal. That's why the whole kitchen is splashed with yellow. And this is what happens to the antahkarana if the suppression continues. So therefore there is a healthy, what's the word for it? A healthy upaya that is given. For the pressure cooker there is a safety valve, and Shankaracharya says for the jiva who has suppressed and to discipline the indriyas, gone through the force of suppression, what is the safety valve? Catch hold of something bigger and better than that Vishaya. And this is in fact how we have gone through all of life. If you want to take candy from the hand of the baby, what do? Give it something else to hold. Give it teddy bear. The candy will be forgotten. It will drop it and catch that. Then you want the teddy bear, you give it something bigger. This is how we have all grown up. First to security, first to mummy, then mummy gives you one blankie because mummy cannot be there all the time. Then you catch hold of that blanket, security blanket. And then after that, teddy bear. After that, something else. After that, smartphone, and that addiction one never gets out of. So like this, we go on to bigger and better things, and that's how we drop the addiction to more inferior things in the light of the bigger and better, the value for the bigger and better things. So therefore, the same psychology you apply here to overcome the force of the indriyas, the force of the sense organs. How do you do that? You go for the biggest and the best thing. What is the biggest and best thing? Brahman, myself. So param drishtva means not knowing the param, seeing the value of Brahman and Brahmajnanam. Seeing the value of that is very important. It's not enough to just have Shraddha for it. Seeing the value of that, there is a change that takes place. So then all the desire is focused on that. And then the desire and the longing for all these things which I thought were very big are actually really small, nivartate. So in the light of focusing and latching on to the big, the small ones go away. So then, Vishayebhyaha nivartitani indriyani. So then, this kind of indriyas, well trained, not distracted by anything they see, anything they smell, such a person who enjoys that is called samyatendriyaha. Yaha evam bhutaha, the one who is in this manner, shraddhavan tatparaha samyatendriyascha. The evam bhutaha means having all these, having shraddha buttressed by the other two attributes. Saha avashyam jnanam labhate. Adi Shankara underscores Bhagavan Krishna's promise. Shraddhavan labhate what? Jnanam avashyam. Avashyam means without fail. Without fail will gain this knowledge. And then he adds a wonderful addition. Why is it that Shraddha is the clincher? He adds. He says, Pranipatadistu Bhashya Anaikantikah. So, the qualifications for the knowledge that were talked about in verse 34, and now the Shraddha talked about in verse 39, and Shraddha seems to be more highlighted. Why? Why not Pranipata, Pariprashna and Seva? Why should that not be enough? He points out two fallacies with that. First fallacy is that it could be just an act. Somebody could have read up somewhere on Google. How do you Guru greeting. You Google Guru greeting and all these things will come. And you say, okay, all right, namaskar. And and then, yes, I am into seva. And then what else? Pariprashna. What makes this world tick? Okay, this is my question. So like this, one can act. So they are all what? Bhashyaha. Sarve Bhashyaha eva means they are all external with regard to this body, mind, sense complex alone. They are external enactments, external performances. So that's the first fallacy, because there may or may not be the corresponding internal attitude to help with this external performance. Anybody can do namaskara. So anybody can do seva without the requisite parallel attitude cultivated within. Okay, so that's the first fallacy. Fallacy means limitation. And what is the second limitations? Anekantikaha. Anekantika means they are manifold, leaving one perhaps to a certain doubt. Is namaskara better than seva, or is seva better than namaskara? Is pariprashna better than seva and namaskara, or is seva better than pariprashna and namaskara? There could be a confusion in a mind that is not matured. In an immature mind, there could be a confusion. Why? Because when there is bahulya, there is a manifoldness, there will always be, and it's an action, it's not an attitude. Action means what? Kartum shakyam, I can do. Akartum shakyam, I need not do. Anyathava kartum shakyam, I can do otherwise. Clap your hands. Yeah. Some clapped, some said it is a trick, some clapped more than once, some clapped late. Okay, that means what? You can clap, you need not clap, and you can clap in the next class. Because you said clap in the last class, I'm clapping now. You can do that. Why? Because with action, these three choices are there. In every action, these three choices are there. What about in knowledge? Choices are there. I can know, I need not know, and I can know Brahman differently. Is that possible? No. This karma is kartrutantram. Kartrutantram means centered on the doer is the karma. Centered on the will of the doer is action. Jnanam is centered on the object. Jnanam is not centered on the thinker-doer, no? If I say, look at this beautiful yellow flower, everybody will know this is a trick. This is not a yellow flower. First you may say, because you have Shraddha, you may look at the person next. Did she say yellow? Yeah, she definitely said yellow. Okay, this is a trick. Everybody knows. Because even if I want this flower to be yellow, I close my eyes, become yellow, please, please, please. It's not going to oblige. Why? Because it is as good as what it is. The knowledge is centered on the object, not on the will of the doer. And so that's why here the pranipata, etc. are activities. They are not attitudinal. They should be attitudinal, but there could be somebody who doesn't have the requisite attitude. That is why the verse 39 clinches this. And so first of all, it could be without the attitude, the actions can be performed. Second, limitations with the qualifications talked about in verse number 34 is that they are aneka. Whereas Shraddha is what? Eka. There it is anekaha. So here it is eka. There it is manifolds leading to the confusion, like what should I do? Here it is only one thing. What is that one thing? Develop, cultivate Shraddha or else. Where does he say or else? It will come in the next verse. Okay, don't worry. And then, so these two limitations are pointed out. Pranipatadistu bhashya anaikantikah means many fold. So api bhavati mayatvadi mayavitvadi sambhavat. Mayavitvam means what is that called? Insincerity. I pretend to do namaskara because I want to not be kicked out of the ashram. So I will go through the motions of doing namaskara, but therefore I will continue to be here by doing namaskara and following the rules where externally. Internally something else is going on. This is called mayavitvam. So this insincerity, because of this insincerity, Mayavitvadi Sambhavat. So that is why it is, that is why the manifold ways which are external performances or actions are subject to Mayavitvam. Mayavitvadi Adipadat, other forms of hypocritical behaviors we can add on to that. And then what else? Then Natu Tat Shraddhavatvadau. Natu tat refers to what here? What is this tat? Not Brahman, but this Mayavitvam. Mayavitvam is not there for Shraddha. In Shraddha, you cannot fake Shraddha. Why? It's not an action. It's an attitude that has to be cultivated. So therefore, you can fake the namaskara, you can fake the pariprashna, you can fake also the seva. How do you fake the seva? You see Acharya coming and the broom goes faster and faster. You see Acharya going and you call another person, hand them the broom and then leave. So all these can be faked. Okay, but Shraddha cannot be faked. It has to be actually cultivated because it's not an action. It is not centered on the will of the doer, and therefore it not being an action, it is ekantatah jnana labdhi upayah. So it is the single and foremost upaya, foremost factor in gaining this knowledge. Further, kim punaha jnana labhat syat. Okay, I got this knowledge, so what? Why should I get this knowledge? We've already seen this, but we are seeing this through the eyes of Shankaracharya. Jnanam labdva param mokshakhyam shantim uparatim achirena kshipram eva adhigacchati. Earlier it was talked mahata kalena atmani vindati. Which verse is that? Exactly one verse before. Okay? And then for those who were immediately sad after listening to that and the Bhashya, because one needed to be a karma yogi and all these things, here is some cheer. What is the cheer? Achirena in a long time, achirena not in a long time. Means what? Quickly. Kshipram. Kshipra is a nadi that flows quickly. That is why it's called Kshipra. So Kshipram, quickly, what happens? Adhigacchati, gains this. What does it? What does the person gain? Mokshakhyam shantim. The shanti that does not go away. The shanti that does not go away, the person gains. And then, so, samyak darshanat kshipram moksho bhavati iti. Samyak darshanat, so the connection between the vision of oneness, the vision of no division, is connected to that connection between the vision of oneness and the cessation of sorrow is very well known in all the Upanishads. That's what he says in concluding this verse. Sarva Shastra Nyaya Prasiddha. It is also logically understood. Logically also I know if I gain this knowledge, this samshaya, this pain, sorrow will drop. And so liberation is connected to assimilation of the knowledge. Iti sunishchitaha arthaha. This meaning has been determined where? In all the Upanishads. It has been determined. And then somebody says, Upanishads? Yeah, really? It's been determined? I don't know. I have only read Katha Upanishad. I don't know any other Upanishads. How do we know it will be said in all the Upanishads? So Shankaracharya said. Just because Shankaracharya said, when did he say? And BC. Then which BC? And that itself is in contention. And then what he said, who knows? Whether he said that or somebody else wrote that, we don't know. Some doubts will be there. Why only through Shraddha I should gain this knowledge? Isn't there any other way? This Shraddha is boring. Some other way should be there. And what if I see, I had Shraddha in the last 3-month course. What happened? Nothing happened. So this, so this 3-month course, what should I do? Do away with the Shraddha because it has not led me anywhere. Iti Shanka Ma Bhut. Let there not be this kind of doubt, because what have we talked about all this time? Shraddha. Shraddha we have talked about. What is the opposite of trust? Distrust. Distrust, Adi Shankara beautifully talks about as doubt. And Bhagavad Gita also connects doubt and distrust together as identical phenomena. You can't say that they are two different things. The doubt is completely connected to what? Distrust. Doubt and distrust are one and the same. And then, so therefore, he says what? Atra samshayaha na kartavyaha. Tavya means what? Must. Na kartavyaha, kr, to do, plus tavya, must do. Na kartavyaha means must not do. One must not do what? Doubt. One must not entertain doubt. Atra, in this context of the 39th verse of Shraddha, highlighting of Shraddha for the gain of this knowledge as limitless, free and one with everything, please do not now entertain distrust and doubt. So then, papishto hi samshayaha. Doubt is actually the greatest papa. The greatest papa is doubt. Why is it papa? It keeps me away from the knowledge. Doubting the teacher, doubting the Shastra, doubting the Upanishad, doubting Karma Yoga, doubting the lifestyle, doubting the schedule, doubt. What if not? Like this, one drives oneself crazy. So, doubt is the biggest papa. And so here, papishtaha. Which pratyaya is this? Ishtan. Ishtan means superlative. So, the worst papa, papishtaha, papatamaha. So, papishtaha hi samshayaha. Samshaya, this kind of a doubt. What kind of samshaya? Pramanagata samshaya. Samshaya about the pramana. Why Vedanta only I have to study? Why can't I catch the nose and get moksha? Why can't I get a cruise and then get moksha from you? And why can't I do this? Why can't I do that? There must be some other way, or there must be some other thing. This kind of a doubt is itself a papa, the worst kind of papa, the iti uchyate. How? Katham? Why? It is said. What is said? Agnyascha shraddhadhanascha samshayatma vinashyati nayam lokosti na paraha na sukham samshayatmanaha. Agnyah. Jnah janati iti jnah. Na janati iti agnyah. Okay. So agnyah, the one who is ignorant. Ignorant of what? Oneself. Okay. Agnyascha and ashraddhadhanascha. So shraddhadhana means the one who is holding the shraddha. That dha is the dhana, that particular pratyaya is made up of this, what is that, third conjugation dhatu, dudhang, dane, and also it has the sense of holding. Shraddhadhana means the holder of Shraddha, the wielder of Shraddha. Ashraddhadhana means what? The one who cannot hold Shraddha. Leaky Shraddha. The one for whom the Shraddha is not fully there. Agnyascha ashraddhadhanascha. What does that, who is that person? Samshayatma, a Purnavatara of doubt. Yeah, we have Amshavatara and Purnavatara. One job avatara like Kurma, Matsya, Varaha, etc. And we have Purnavatara like Rama, Krishna, etc. They do many job avatars. So, Purnavatara means a total embodiment of what? Doubt. The person is dripping doubt from every pore, exuding doubt from every pore. And such a person, as far as the knowledge is concerned, is a big bore, because the knowledge will not come to such a person. Samshayatma. The whole Atma, the body, mind, sense complex is what? Full of what? Samshaya. Samshaya, viparyaya. What if not? What I perhaps should have done this, perhaps should have done that. And besieged by doubt, what happens to such a person? Vinashyati means perishes. The doubter perishes. Doubt does not perish. If the doubt perished, the doubter would no longer be a doubter. But who perishes? The doubting person perishes. Means as good as destroyed. Doesn't mean literally destroyed, but as good as destroyed. How? Why? Na ayam lokaha asti. Ayam lokaha means this well known, prasiddha lokaha, this loka, which has a lot to offer. This Jagat is beautiful. Jagat has many possibilities. I can go do this, I can go do that, I can get this, I can get that. And I have these skills, I can offer it to the society, or I have these kinds of things I can offer. I have goals, I have ambitions. This is not spiritual goals and ambitions. This is what? Regular goals and ambitions in the world. That also the doubter, the doubting person cannot enjoy the world. Okay, all paid vacation, please go. Here is a blank check, I have signed it. Ooh, yippee, they'll feel very happy. But then they won't go. Why? Because too many destinations. And what to do? Well, they will list all the pros and cons. If I go here, then there will be these kinds of activities. If I go there, there will be those kinds of activities. If I go here, I can take these people with me because these people also want to go, and the enjoyment will be enhanced. If I go there, alas, those people have already been there, I can't take them. Maybe I can ask some other people to come, but will it be as much fun? We don't know. But however, you know what? There is a third destination which is very, very wonderful. Okay, go there, forget the two, because in the two you are bouncing like a tennis ball. Just forget the two, take the third one. Well, let's see. And so therefore you give them all your money, blank check, go have fun, take whoever you want, go wherever you want. Still they will save your money. They will not go. Why? Because they are tormented, tortured by doubt, poor things. They cannot make up their mind. And they wait for life to lead them. They don't lead the life. They want life to lead them, and then they come into difficult situations because of that. Because they have, in refusing to lead life, then the options are what? Somehow decided, and somehow they go from option to option, ever distressed and dissatisfied. And so therefore, ayam lokaha nasti. In this life alone, they cannot get enjoyment. Even the worldly enjoyment is denied to them. Because if they are enjoying here, then they feel like, what is going on there? Maybe I should have chosen that. So, this kind of even this world is lost to them. What to talk of? Other worlds, other vistas. Na paraha, Naparaha means the other world is also not there. Other world means various lokas. That also people strive for. People say, I want to go to heaven. They will do Agnihotra, they will do Nachiketa Agni, and so many other rituals they will do. Or they will lead a good life because I want to be in this, I want to be in this kind of a situation, and I want to have a good afterlife. They are not even planning for that because they can scarcely plan their one day. And so what to talk of other lives? And then na sukham. So the doubter is denying themselves of happiness. It's a self-sabotage. So what should the doubter do? Decide. Yeah. We can add one more stanza to the Rathantara Samagana. So we can say, cross doubt by having no doubt, by cultivating an attitude of no doubt. It's already said, Shraddhaya Ashraddham Tara. So like this, this is the idea. So then, Bhashya, he defines Agnya. Agyascha, he says, Anatmagnya. Anatmagnya. Janati iti gyaha. Atmanam janati iti atmagnya. And then don't say Anatmanam janati iti anatmagnya. No. Atmanam na janati iti anatmagnya. Gyaha, the one who knows. Then one who knows Atma, Atmagnya. The one who does not know Atma, Anatmagnya. You can also take it as Anatmanam Janati, knows everything that is useless, wasted, knows everything that is finite. What is the use of all the knowledge of the finite? Nothing. And so like this, the Agnya is the one, not Agnya with regard to physics or with regard to botany or any body of knowledge. Agnya with regard to what? Atma. He specifies that. Shankaracharya specifies that. Ashraddhadhanaha cha, the one who does not wield Shraddha. Samshayatma cha, and who is the doubter. Vinashyati. Adi Shankara does not go into details because earlier all this was pointed out. Agnya ashraddhadhanau. So the person who is, this is dual ending, like Ramaha, Ramau. So who is the Agnya and who does not have Shraddha, Yadyapi Vinashyataha, even though they may perish, Tathapi na tatha yatha samshayatma. So there are three fellows here, three kinds of fellows having three particular problems. The first one is what? Doesn't know anything. Doesn't know Shastra, doesn't know Guru, doesn't know Atma. Okay? Who is that? Anatmagnya, Agnya. Then there is a second kind of a person who maybe not knowing the Atma or interested in knowing the Atma, but also what? Doesn't have Shraddha. Then there is the third kind of a person, whether they embody the first two or not, we don't know, but they are besotted by doubt and despair. Of the three, Shankaracharya says the third one is the worst. Why? Because if you are Agnya, there is an upaya. What is the upaya for Agyatvam? Atmajnanam. Upaya is there, remedy is there, it can be remedied. Shraddha is not there, it can be cultivated. Doubt is there. Oh, that is the problem. Doubt has to be removed, and the doubt removal, because doubt is already there. You see, here the other two are not there and they can be gained, but here that which is there has to be removed. That is a much harder thing than gaining something that is yet to come. I don't have Shraddha, okay, please cultivate it. I don't have Atma knowledge, okay, please go sit in front of the teacher. I have doubt, Okay, get rid of it. That's harder because it's already there. And one is attached to that doubt, so therefore it is harder. So therefore Adi Shankara says, out of these three conditions, the person who is the embodiment of doubt, samshayatma tu papishtha sarvesham. Out of all these three, this person is the worst. Worst. Why? Katham? Na ayam sadharanaha api lokaha asti. So for this person is not able to enjoy even this regular world. As was described earlier. Tatha na paraha lokaha na sukham. There is no afterlife, because they will be doubting. Is there an afterlife? Is there not an afterlife? Should I go there? Should I not go there? If I go there, will I like it? What if all my enemies are also come there? All these doubts are there. And then, not only that, tatra api samshaya upapatte. So, tatra means, because even in the afterlife, they will entertain doubt. Samshaya upapatte, the tenability of doubt is very real. For whom? Samshaya chittasya, for the one who is a doubter. Tasmat, therefore, samshayaha na kartavyaha. Please do not entertain doubt. Doubt must never be entertained. Let the doubt go. And then, why should I let the doubt go? Because you have, what do I have to lose when I lose the doubt? You lose the self-ignorance. That's what it is. All you lose is the self-ignorance and Brahman, limitlessness as yourself to gain. So, this is why lose the doubt. The loss of the doubt will lead to loss of self-ignorance. How? Kasmat. And it says, now the next one, yoga sanyasta karmanam, jnana sanchinna samshayam, atmavantanna karmani, nibadhanti dhananjaya, yoga sanyasta karmanam, jnana sanchinna samshayam atmavantanna karmani nibadhanti dhananjaya. So yoga here is karma yoga, and then also jnana yoga, yogena sanyastani karmani yena saha. So the one who has, through the dint of karma yoga, through the dint of the pursuit of knowledge, jnana yoga, the one who has been able to let go of all karma. The karma yogi will renounce karma mentally, but continue to do it and not get addicted to the results of action. And the sannyasi will actually absolve themselves of all karma. So, yoga sannyastha karmanaha. So, then what else? So, then also jnana samchinna samshayaha. So, jnanena sanchinnaha samshayam yasya saha. That is the one for whom all doubts have been cut asunder. Sanchinnaha, nicely cut. The tumor of doubt has been surgically incised by the knowledge of the self. Laser surgery for the doubt has been done by exposure to self-knowledge. Such a person, what happens? Atma, and the third one is Atmavan, Atmavantam. So for the person who is who is what? Who has who is possessed of themselves, full of themselves in a nice way. They are not looking for something else to add to their like a feather in the cap, to add to their fame. They are happy being themselves. Atmavantam. They may still not know, I am Brahman, but still they are well on their way. They are not seeking validation. They have dropped the desire to get this, get that, and go here, go there. The wanderlust is dropped. The desire to go after so many things is dropped. The doubt is dropped, and they are fully self-possessed. Such a person, for such a person, the karmas do not bind. You don't have to be literally a sannyasi or literally a jnani for the actions to not bind. How and all we will see in the next class. Om Purnamadav Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Harihi Om.